Welcome, mindful performers. Cecil Buchanan here. Today's topic is embracing your purpose. Now, this seems as if it would be something that would be relatively easy for us to do. If it's our purpose, why would it be difficult for us to embrace it? The books I read and the teachers I follow, and even in my own experience, I have found that it can be relatively challenging to embrace our true purpose. Now, why is that? Well, there are many beliefs on why it is difficult to embrace our purpose. A lot of what I have read teaches that our purpose ultimately allows us for the most opportunity to grow as a person. So to grow consciously, to grow personally, to grow in our skill set development. So the purpose isn't necessarily something that we're just automatically good at. A lot of times the purpose is something that we truly struggle with. So how do we discover our purpose to begin with? Well, you can do the most basic thing and take a look at areas of your life where you have true issues, like a gut reaction to something such as whether it's, art or doing art or authority figures or abundance or finance. Any of those areas of your life where you struggle may be areas that you should really focus on as part of your purpose. So you can take a look at it from your own personal viewpoint. A second way is that there are many different tests out there, personality tests, energy tests, ETNF tests, like all of these ways that you can answer questions, and through different algorithms and different ways of taking those answers and scoring them, the test can spit back to you different areas of your life where you may excel. Now, you might look at that list and think, there is no way that this is an area that I should be looking at. There's just no way. It's not something that I enjoy. It's not something that I do. And then the third way is to use a book similar to this, which is The Life You're Born to Live by Dan Millman. There are many different books like this. This book actually uses numerology to help you determine what areas of life might be tied to your purpose. And I'll give you a personal example. Abundance and power are two areas that I, based on my number, should be focusing on as part of my ultimate purpose or higher purpose here on earth. When I read this, it's very interesting to me because although abundance sounds great and power sounds great and authority sounds great, I actually have struggled with many of those areas in my life. Whether it's feeling guilty about abundance or striving for abundance, or guilty for striving for, more money in career or in life, or having issues with authority figures. And it doesn't matter what area of authority. There were plenty of times in my life where I just had issues with people in areas of authority. Now, the good news is that whether you believe in the numerology or not, this book, if you read it from front to back, will give you plenty of areas within life where you can say, well, I don't agree with this number, I don't agree with numerology, but this is something that's worth examining within my own life. Taking the time to really look at what are the areas that I struggle with and what are the areas that I should focus in on. And so the good news is that as we meditate and as we become more mindful, we're able to observe our own reactions and start looking at ways to embrace what may be our purpose. And so over time, I have found that I see authority in different lights. As I've meditated and as I've got to know different leaders and as I've studied leadership, I see that there is something very powerful and very beneficial in a leader that can truly inspire a person to change, to grow, and to find their own purpose. So I've slowly come around to the understanding that there are areas of authority, areas of leadership that can be positive. Just as as I go through my path and as I meditate and as I find ways to help others, I see that abundance isn't necessarily tied to someone being selfish or somebody wanting more than their fair share. It's actually tied to energy that is exchanged between yourself and between people and between the universe. And so the willingness to see abundance in all and to see that there is enough for all to have abundance really opens up my capability to accept abundance into my life and then use any abundance that I may have to help other people, however that might turn out. I highly encourage you to take a look at the different areas of your life that you may struggle with, that you may have issues with, that really feel like, something's sticking you right in the gut and twisting it whenever those things come up. Because that, frankly, is what it felt like for me a lot of times when I was dealing with areas of authority or abundance or finance or any of those things, which happened to be exactly what this book really said based on my birth date I would have trouble with. So take the time for yourself to really examine it. There are tons of tests out there if you don't want to pick up a book. There's one called the DISC test, which is the DISC test, that can give you some guidance of areas where you may want to focus. Keeping in mind that we're not focusing on our weaknesses necessarily. We are actually looking at things that quite potentially could be our strengths. And when we start embracing them, can provide a tremendous source of growth and fulfillment as we continue down our own path. If today's topic was helpful to you, please share this video. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page, and that way you'll be notified of new videos as I post them. I post topics around mindful performance on a weekly basis, or mostly weekly basis. I truly appreciate everybody being here. Hope you have a great rest of your day.